Hi there! Today's video is a little bit different. I'm actually just planning on sitting in front of the camera and talking, which is going to be interesting. Today I'm going to talk about 25 things I've learned in 25 years. So I've seen a couple people on TikTok actually do this trend, and with my 25th birthday coming up, September 23rd, I thought it would be cool to kind of reflect and look back at the past 25 years and just document what I've learned. And I also thought it would be a cool idea for me to look back on years from now when I'm like in my 30s, in my 40s, or even in my 50s and be able to, see where I was at this point in life at 25 and kind of just get a glimpse at to where my head was at back then. All right, let's get started. Let me get my notes here. It's starting off strong with number one. I've learned to wear sunscreen. And that actually just happened this year. I would wear it when I would go to the pool and stuff, but this year I actually started wearing it every single day. I think what started it was wearing a moisturizer with sunscreen. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I need to be wearing sunscreen all the time, every day on my hands, neck, and face. So that's what I've been doing. Number two is that I am a girl's girl. When the coin term became a thing, whether you're a girl's girl or not, that's one thing I definitely was like, yep, check the box. I am a girl's girl. I don't know, I'm usually good at seeing both sides, but like, I usually always take the girl's side. It's what comes naturally to me. Okay, moving on to number three. Number three was actually some advice someone gave me a long time ago that just stuck with me through every situation. And it's kind of a hit or miss when I share it, but to me it hit home. And it is, a situation's only awkward if you make it awkward. Now for me, I was like, oh my gosh, that was such a freeing thought because it put me in control of my situations and gave me a mindset that like, okay, when I do something, I'm just gonna go in head first and I'm going to, say what I need to say or do what I need to do no matter how awkward it is. I don't know, give me your thoughts, comment down below. I liked that one. That also leads me into number four, which I kind of phrase it as to avoid avoiding and to just speak up. I've noticed in a lot of situations, especially at work and in professional settings, when something's wrong or when something has happened and it needs to be acknowledged or presented, like just say it. Just speak up. Just say, hey, I messed up, I did this. It makes the situation so much better. I've also been guilty of situations where certain things would happen between me and someone, and instead of resolving that conflict or just going to that person and talking it through, I've avoided them. And I spent years avoiding people and not talking things through. The older I got, the more I realized how minuscule the problem really was. Number five is one I really like because it kind of hits home for me, but I would find myself looking back on my childhood, on my adolescence, me growing up, and I would cringe, or I'd be like, why did I do that? Why did I say that? And I would feel so embarrassed. But then I was like, okay, I need to stop holding things against my younger self because I didn't know any better. And to hold my adult standards to my younger self is just not fair. Number six is I grasped the reality that my parents are human. I think we all go through that phase where we're just like, whoa, my parents were literally my age. Like, I'm coming up on the age where my parents had me, which is so weird to think about, and to think where my head is and that there's a chance that their head was like in the same space that my head was at this time is just so weird to think about. And then that makes you realize like they were just trying their best and sometimes they were just winging it. Give your parents grace. And that leads me to number seven. My mother is the epitome of beauty for me. I mean, I will look back at pictures of my mom and even pictures now and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I want to be her. That's why I have my thin eyebrows, even though thicker eyebrows are in, that's why I will always have long nails. Number eight, I've learned that my dad is my favorite person in the entire world. I love that man. Like, I appreciate our conversations. I just love everything about him. Also just love my family as a whole. They're great. I have a younger brother as well. Number nine, full circle moments. Life is full of them. An example of a full circle moment in my life is, okay, years and years and years ago, I don't know if you know this, but me and my husband, we've been together for about 10 years, meaning we met when I was in middle school. So, while we were talking and texting and stuff, when we were literally little kids, he was like, you should transfer to my high school, since I was literally transitioning from middle school to high school. and he was a year older than me, so he was already in high school. So he was like, you should transfer to my high school. And I was like, okay. His school wasn't based in my district. And in order to do this, I had to sign up for a specialty program. And you have to get accepted into these programs. So I signed up for 2 specialty programs. One of them was more for like learning languages and more of an international program. And one of them was television production and kind of learning cameras and editing and all that good stuff. So my dad also had a hand in making this decision, but he was like, you're gonna do television production. So prayed, I got accepted into the specialty program. I did end up doing television production, and now that's my entire career. I went into communications in college. I do marketing and social media. I really found that I love editing and I love recording and making videos. So full circle. Okay, number 10 is share your knowledge as an adult, as a young adult in the professional corporate world or whatever. I'm learning that you shouldn't be the only one at your company knowing what to do for certain situations, because that doesn't leave room for rest, and that leads to feeling underappreciated and also being overworked and burnout. Number 11, I've learned to just be there. And this is more for, you know, mentoring people or even just talking to people that are younger than you. We often overthink it, overcomplicate it, hype it up into this big thing, and all they really need is you to just be there. Number 12, I've learned to be the adult. I don't know if that makes sense, but I've just learned to just be the bigger person. I'm an older sibling, so that comes with that. I know the people in my life that have really impacted me are the ones who went out of their way and came to me and even just said hi or asked how I was. So I've learned to be the adult, and I've learned to be the bigger person. Number 13, I've learned that happiness is not a place. Oh my gosh, that's such a freeing thought. Happiness is not a place. Happiness is not something in the future saying, oh, when I have this, or oh, when I go here, or oh, when I do this, I'll be happy, or oh, when this happens, I'll be happy. Happiness is not going to come with things or come with a place. Happiness can be attained right now. I've definitely learned over the years that your physical health affects your mental health. Especially during quarantine and during COVID, I would just sit in my room all day and I would be on social media, and I would just find that my brain would just go to negative places. Whether it's about myself, whether it's about situations, whether it's about others. And so I would literally be like, okay, I need to just get up and go outside and walk and touch grass. No. But I would get up and go for walks every day, and I'd be gone for like an hour or 2. Sometimes I would even do 2 walks a day. And I noticed it really helped my mental health a lot. And so now it's developed habits in me where I work out every day. My husband is a personal trainer, so he's always in the gym. So I'm now always in the gym with him, making sure I'm moving my body. Which also leads to number 15, listen to your body. I've learned to listen to my body. Your body knows what it needs. I'm not talking about listening to your taste buds or listening to your mind. There's some days where I go to the gym and I just have a terrible workout and my body is just pooped. That is when I know that, like, okay, my body's tired, my body's, you know, needs a rest, I need to chill. You know, or when your body needs certain vitamins, or when your body needs water. Okay, number 16 is a fun one. Number 16, I am currently learning French. If you've seen one of my past videos, I've talked about my love for this Belgian artist Stromae, and I was like, if I'm gonna listen to his music this much, I need to learn French. So that is what I'm currently doing. I'm learning French via Duolingo. I'll give you a little bit here. Salut, moi c'est Vicky, je vais bien. Où sont les toilettes? That's all you're getting, that's all you're getting, that's all I know right now. Number 17, so when I got married, I didn't just gain a husband and his family, I also gained a dog. So I've learned how to be a better dog mom. I actually had a dog growing up, but I wasn't the best to that dog. So that dog currently lives with my dad, and they're best friends. But I have now learned to be a better dog mom and actually taking care of a living thing, and she has my heart. Ooh, number 18 is a good one. I have learned to just listen. I have learned to decipher whether they need my 2 cents or if they just need my presence. Number 19, I have learned that I have a good side. It is my left. Number 20, I have realized the reality of God, and I'm a Christian. For years I've put him in a box because I think that's just how how we can comprehend God, but I've definitely come to realize how bigger and how greater he is, and the reality that he is outside the box that I made. He's outside my comprehension in my brain and outside of this universe. With that being said, I have learned to not form opinions on things that I haven't gone through or not going through. And that means I can't give proper advice or give my opinion on something if I haven't gone through it. So that's a really good thing that I've learned. 22. I've learned that motherhood may not be for me. I think it's just freeing from a person who is a huge people pleaser and who has always done the right thing and what others have wanted me to do. It's just freeing to be able to tell myself, hey, you have the choice to be a parent or not. So that's kind of where my brain is at. I don't know if it'll change in the future. It may not. I'm just document where I am in my mind right now, and right now I feel like motherhood's not for me. It could change. Don't freak out. Don't lose your mind. 23. I've learned that all that I am is already inside of me. We grow up hearing the phrase, find who you are, and I've always viewed that as like something outward. I think there's a part of you that's just already established, and that when you discover these things, it comes out of you. It's just an inward way of looking at things. I've learned individuality in relationships. Me and my husband, I told you earlier in this video, we have been together for a long time, meaning we've been through high school together and we've been through college together. What was awesome was he got involved in his own things in college and I got involved in my own things, and so we solidified the individuals we were together. I think that's really important, and something that's not talked about a lot having to do with relationships is having your own individuality, which I feel like people dating in their late 20s and maybe early 30s or even just later in life, you're already your own individual, and that's what you're bringing to the table. When you're dating as teenagers, you're like, okay, I'm just here. What do you necessarily bring to a table? What is a table as a teenager, you know? So it's like, it's a good thing to have. And 25, I will end it with this. I have finally, and I grew up a very clumsy person, always losing everything. So I have learned to keep track of my jewelry. Thank God I have my ring. I'm not gonna lose my ring. I've always worn the earrings that just stay on your ears and they don't come out, or you don't, take them out. But I've been, taking these out, putting them on every day, getting into a habit. So I've learned not to lose my jewelry. And that's all she wrote, folks. Yeah, these are just things that I've learned. I know I've said a lot of yous and we's and stuff, but honestly, this is just stuff that I've learned and I've witnessed in my 25 years of life. Yeah, I usually don't say this, but like, comment, subscribe, feel free. This was a different video. Let me know if you like these style of videos or not. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.